Marcus Aurelius once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound idea invites us to rethink our relationship with pain and discomfort. In a world full of daily struggles and unexpected challenges, have you ever wondered how embracing these difficulties could actually make us stronger? Today, as we delve into the teachings of Stoicism, we'll uncover how integrating resilience, practicing cognitive detachment, and embracing presence can transform our approach to adversity. Let's embark on this journey to not only tackle life's hurdles but to emerge more empowered and insightful than ever before. Have you ever noticed how our first instinct is to shy away from discomfort, seeking solace in comfort and ease? Yet the Stoics taught that true inner strength comes not from avoiding pain but from embracing it. By accepting the inevitabilities of discomfort, we can find resilience and growth. This might seem counterintuitive at first, especially when faced with modern stressors like mounting workloads and the pressure to succeed. However, this principle of acceptance is timeless, offering us a way to navigate life's challenges with grace and determination. Consider the wisdom of Seneca, a Stoic philosopher who famously encouraged embracing hardship as a path to fortitude. Seneca believed that when we confront our fears and pain head-on, they lose their power over us. By accepting pain, we do not allow it to dominate our thoughts and actions. Instead, it becomes merely another aspect of life to manage, like the changing weather or the passage of time. Thus, resistance is not the path to strength, acceptance is. Let's delve into a practical example to see this principle in action. Imagine you're up for a promotion at work. You've put in countless hours, gone above and beyond, and it seems like this is your moment. But then, the promotion goes to someone else. The immediate reaction may be disappointment or even anger. Resisting this outcome might lead to dwelling on perceived injustices or losing faith in your abilities. However, if you approach the situation with acceptance, acknowledging the decision as an opportunity for growth, you can open yourself to new perspectives. Maybe this is a chance to develop further skills, to seek mentorship, or to explore other career paths that align even more closely with your passions. Embracing this mindset allows for proactive change and adaptation, rather than stagnation in a state of resentment. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. Instead, it empowers us to address the present circumstances without the burden of emotional turmoil. In doing so, we build resilience, learning to navigate life's uncertainties with greater ease. Reflect for a moment. Can you recall a time when you faced a difficult situation and rather than fighting it, you chose to accept it? Perhaps it was a personal setback, a relationship that ended, or an unforeseen change in your plans. Did embracing the situation lead to unexpected strength or opportunities? Often, in these moments, the act of acceptance itself becomes the catalyst for personal transformation, leading us to new horizons and deeper self-awareness. In embracing the Stoic principle of acceptance, we turn life's inevitable pains into stepping stones for strength, cultivating an unshakable inner peace that thrives regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This idea of focusing on our perceptions rather than external circumstances is central to the Stoic practice of cognitive detachment. When faced with pain, whether physical or emotional, it can often feel overwhelming. However, the Stoics teach us that by detaching ourselves from the pain, we can maintain clarity and not let it take over our mind. Cognitive detachment is not about ignoring pain or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, it's about viewing pain objectively. Think of it like watching a storm from a window. The storm is there, intense and chaotic, but it doesn't consume you because you have the perspective to see it from a safe distance. This detachment allows us to evaluate pain without immediate emotional response, offering space to think about how to best respond to it. In modern contexts, this aligns closely with mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness encourages us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, recognizing them as transient and separate from our core selves. By practicing mindfulness, we can look at pain as a momentary experience, something that will pass given time and proper attention. Epictetus, another revered Stoic philosopher, emphasized this control over perception, famously stating, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This insight challenges us to consider how much of our suffering comes from our interpretation of events rather than the events themselves. Let's ground this in a practical example: managing anxiety. Anxiety can often feel like an unstoppable force, one that clouds judgment and fuels stress. By practicing cognitive detachment, we can observe anxious thoughts as they arise, acknowledging their presence without letting them dictate our actions or mood. Instead of saying, "I am anxious," we can learn to say, "I notice that I am experiencing anxiety." This subtle shift in perspective can make a significant difference, allowing us to manage our reactions and make choices aligned with our true intentions rather than acting out of fear. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences with pain or discomfort. Has there been a time when changing your perspective altered your experience? Perhaps in a heated argument where stepping back and detaching let you see the situation more clearly, preventing escalation. Or in moments of personal doubt, where observing your thoughts from a detached view helped you move forward with greater confidence. By practicing cognitive detachment, we cultivate a mindset that sees pain not as an enemy to battle, but as a teacher offering lessons. This practice of seeing pain with clarity allows us to navigate life with a steady mind, not swayed by the turmoil of life's inevitable challenges. As we continue to explore Stoic principles, let this idea of cognitive detachment aid in building resilience, showing us that true strength lies not in resisting pain but understanding it. Adversity plays a crucial role in fortifying our character, much like a fire that tempers steel. This is rooted deeply in Stoic philosophy, where resilience is seen as a vital trait cultivated through facing discomfort and challenges head-on. Resilience is more than just enduring hardships. It's about bouncing back from setbacks, emerging stronger and wiser. In the Stoic tradition, exercises of voluntary discomfort, such as fasting, enduring cold, or practicing minimalism, are designed to build this resilience. These practices teach us that discomfort is not something to fear but an opportunity to prepare ourselves for the inevitable trials of life. By willingly exposing ourselves to mild hardships, we develop the fortitude needed to handle more significant challenges with poise and confidence. Seneca, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, reminds us, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This insight elegantly captures the essence of how facing adversity molds us, not unlike how muscles grow stronger with resistance training. Just as physical exertion is necessary for building physical strength, mental and emotional challenges are essential for developing resilience. Each obstacle, no matter how daunting, is an invitation to refine our character, enhance our problem-solving skills, and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Imagine resilience as a muscle. In the gym of life, the weights we lift are our struggles and setbacks. At first, they may feel heavy and insurmountable, but with each repetition, each encounter with difficulty, we become more adept at handling them. Through the process of overcoming these challenges, we build a robust foundation of resilience. Consider a practical example: a person recovering from a significant career setback, such as a layoff or a failed business venture. At first glance, this experience might seem devastating. However, upon closer examination, it presents multiple opportunities for growth. It might inspire the individual to gain new skills, seek a career change that aligns better with their values, or develop a network of support that proves invaluable in future endeavors. Over time, this challenge transforms from a stumbling block into a stepping stone, fueling personal growth and ultimately enhancing resilience. Reflect on your own life. Can you think of a time when a significant challenge tested your limits? How did you respond, and what lessons did you carry forward? Perhaps it was a personal loss, a daunting new responsibility, or a time when you had to start over. In retrospect, these moments of adversity often serve as pivotal turning points, shaping us into who we are today. Recognizing the role of adversity in building resilience allows us to embrace challenges with an open heart and a determined spirit. It does not mean seeking out discomfort unnecessarily, but rather adopting a mindset that sees trials as integral to personal development. By embodying this Stoic wisdom, we not only prepare ourselves to face life's uncertainties with strength, but also learn to appreciate the growth that follows each adversity, much like a tree that stands taller and firmer after weathering many storms. Have you ever stopped to think about how much of your life is actually within your control? In our fast-paced world, we often strive to control every aspect of our circumstances, from meticulously planning our daily schedules to setting ambitious career goals. Yet the truth is, much of what happens around us is beyond our control. This is where the Stoic teachings on impermanence and control offer valuable insight. Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what is within our control and what is not. According to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This principle encourages us to focus on our reactions and attitudes rather than external events themselves, which are often fleeting and unpredictable. Consider a common example: being stuck in traffic. It's an everyday frustration that can quickly escalate into anger or stress if we focus on the delay itself, an aspect we simply cannot control. However, by shifting our perspective to what we can control, our reaction, we can transform the experience. Perhaps use the time to listen to an insightful podcast, practice mindfulness, or even see it as a moment of stillness in an otherwise busy day. The Stoic idea of impermanence reminds us that pain and discomfort, like traffic jams, are temporary. By accepting their transient nature, we can ease the emotional burden they impose. This isn't to say we should ignore challenges or discomforts, but to understand their temporary nature and focus on what truly matters: our response and growth through the experience. Reflecting on another common scenario of flight delays. While sitting at an airport terminal facing an unexpected delay, the frustration is palpable. But recognizing that you have no control over the situation can shift the experience dramatically. Instead of dwelling on irritation, you might choose to catch up on reading or simply enjoy people watching, making the most of an uncontrollable situation by seizing the opportunity for relaxation or creativity. Now take a moment to think about your own life. Can you recall a recent inconvenience where recognizing your lack of control altered your response? Maybe it was a cancelled meeting, a sudden rainstorm ruining your picnic plans, or a technical glitch during an important presentation. Reflect on how acknowledging the impermanence and uncontrollability of these events transformed your emotional response and perhaps lessened your frustration. Embracing the Stoic distinction between what we can and cannot control allows us to cultivate inner peace and resilience, even amidst chaos. While we may not wield power over external events, we possess the remarkable ability to control our reactions, shaping our internal world in ways that foster calm and clarity. As we navigate the uncertainties of life, let us carry this wisdom forward, focusing on what truly lies within our power and practicing acceptance for all that does not. The concept of a growth mindset, popularized in recent years, has remarkable parallels with ancient Stoic teachings. Both philosophies emphasize the importance of viewing challenges not as insurmountable barriers but as opportunities for personal development. The Stoics believed that discomfort and adversity were essential for growth, much like a muscle that strengthens through resistance. This perspective encourages us to welcome challenges as fertile ground for learning and self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most notable Stoics, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound insight encapsulates the essence of using obstacles as stepping stones. Rather than seeing discomfort as something to avoid, Stoics viewed it as a catalyst for growth, pushing us beyond our comfort zones and prompting us to develop resilience and adaptability. Embracing discomfort is akin to the discomfort of learning a new skill or adapting to a new professional role. Picture this: starting a new job where the systems are unfamiliar and expectations are high. Initially, the experience might feel overwhelming, but as you immerse yourself in the challenges, you begin to learn and adapt. This process of enduring initial discomfort paves the way for growth and mastery. With time and persistence, what once felt daunting becomes second nature, and the knowledge gained remains invaluable. Another example can be found in the pursuit of learning a new language. At first, struggling with pronunciations and grammar nuances can be frustrating. Yet, by embracing the struggle, committing to practice, and pushing through the awkwardness, fluency can be achieved. This journey transforms the initial discomfort into a rewarding competence, providing not only linguistic ability but also confidence and a deeper understanding of different cultures. Reflecting on personal experiences, think about a time when you faced a significant challenge or took on a new endeavor that felt uncomfortable at first. Perhaps it was returning to school after years in the workforce, tackling a difficult project, or stepping into a leadership role that demanded skills you hadn't yet developed. In these moments of embracing difficulty, what lessons did you learn? How did the experience contribute to your personal or professional growth? This growth mindset is not about reckless leaps into adversity, but rather a deliberate choice to engage with challenges, using them as a means to cultivate our abilities and expand our horizons. By approaching discomfort with the belief that it is an integral part of the growth process, we can transform potential setbacks into powerful opportunities for advancement. The Stoics have imparted a timeless lesson. In the face of discomfort lies the potential for profound personal development. By adopting this mindset, we not only prepare ourselves to handle life's uncertainties with greater confidence, but also position ourselves on a continuous path of learning and improvement. As we navigate the complexities of our modern world, let us carry forward this ancient wisdom, embracing every challenge as an opportunity to grow and achieve our fullest potential. We've all been there. You're in the middle of a stressful situation and frustration bubbles up, threatening to overtake your calm. Whether it's a traffic jam making you late for an important meeting or a disagreement with a colleague, these moments can trigger a cascade of negative emotions. The Stoics, however, offered a profound approach for managing such emotional turbulence. They believed that through the practice of rational thinking, we can temper our emotional reactions and regain our composure. At the heart of this Stoic approach to emotional regulation is the concept of rational detachment. The idea is to separate our initial, often instinctive, emotional response from our rational mind. This allows us to analyze the situation objectively, reducing the power of our emotions over us. Seneca, a revered Stoic philosopher, advised, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This insight encourages us to distinguish between the actual events and the stories we create around them, stories that often amplify frustration and anxiety. A practical method the Stoics used was cognitive reframing, a technique that involves consciously challenging and changing our perspective on a situation. Imagine receiving criticism that seems unfair. Instead of immediately reacting with defensive anger, a Stoic approach would involve stepping back and considering the criticism objectively. Is there any truth to it? Is this an opportunity for growth? By reframing the situation, we can transform potential negativity into a constructive experience. This practice shares similarities with modern cognitive behavioral techniques, where individuals learn to identify and challenge distorted thinking patterns. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, emphasizes replacing automatic negative thoughts with more balanced, rational reflections, fostering emotional resilience. For instance, noticing the thought, "This is unbearable," and reframing it to, "This is difficult, but I can handle it," shifts your perspective and emotional response. Consider a practical example. Imagine you're caught in an unexpected downpour without an umbrella. The initial response might be anger or despair over being unprepared. However, by employing Stoic rational thinking, you might instead focus on the opportunity this presents, slowing down, savoring a moment of unexpected solitude, or even catching a funny story to share later. Here, what initially appears as an inconvenience becomes a chance for mindfulness and humor. Now, take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. How do you typically react when faced with discomfort or adversity? Do emotions like frustration and anger quickly take the reins, or is there room for a more Stoic response? Consider how applying these Stoic techniques might alter your emotional landscape. How would your relationships, stress levels, or overall life satisfaction change if you approach challenges with calm, balanced reasoning instead of impulsive reactions? By mastering our emotional responses through rational thinking, we gain a sense of control and peace even amid chaos. The Stoic techniques of emotional regulation empower us to transform what could be moments of frustration into opportunities for learning and growth. As we integrate these practices into our daily lives, we build a robust framework for dealing with life's inevitable ups and downs, fostering a profound resilience that echoes the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. True virtue is tested not in times of comfort, but in the crucible of hardship. This Stoic belief emphasizes that enduring pain with grace and resilience is not merely about surviving adversity, but about cultivating moral excellence. The Stoics viewed virtue as the highest good and central to living a fulfilling life. Within their teachings, enduring pain well wasn't just a matter of personal strength. It was an opportunity to embody the core virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, offers insight into this connection between virtue and adversity. Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. This quote underscores the notion that challenges reveal our true character, providing a measure of our virtuous nature. When faced with pain or hardship, our reactions and choices can either reflect virtue or reveal where we might falter. Let's explore some historical figures who exemplified virtue amidst adversity. Consider the story of Cato the Younger, a Stoic admired for his steadfast commitment to justice and moral integrity. During the final years of the Roman Republic, Cato stood as a bulwark against corruption, enduring immense political pressure and personal risk to uphold his values. In the face of overwhelming odds, Cato's adherence to virtue was a testament to his character, leaving a legacy that inspired countless others long after his time. Another powerful example comes from the life of Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor of Rome, who ruled during times of war and plague. Despite these challenges, Marcus remained committed to his Stoic principles, governing with wisdom and fairness. His dedication to virtue, even in the most trying circumstances, is immortalized in his writings, which continue to guide and inspire individuals seeking to align their actions with their values. These examples illustrate how virtuous actions often arise from challenging situations. When faced with adversity, we have the opportunity to practice courage by confronting our fears, wisdom by making informed decisions, justice by standing up for what is right, and temperance by maintaining self-control. These virtues do not eliminate the pain we experience, but provide a moral compass to navigate through it, transforming suffering into personal growth. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences. How do your personal values guide your actions under pressure? Consider a time when you faced a difficult situation, perhaps a moral dilemma at work, a personal crisis, or a challenging relationship. How did your values influence your decisions and behaviors? Did the experience offer an opportunity to practice virtue, even if the path was difficult? Recognizing the role of virtue in enduring pain reminds us that challenges are not just obstacles, but opportunities for moral development. By embracing this Stoic perspective, we can approach adversity not with resistance but with a sense of purpose, knowing that each trial serves as a forge for our character. As we strive to align our actions with our values, we cultivate a life of meaning and integrity, guided by the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Have you ever paused to consider which aspects of your daily life are truly within your control? In a world brimming with uncertainty and complexity, the Stoic concept of the dichotomy of control offers a guiding framework to navigate life's challenges. This principle, central to Stoic philosophy, teaches us to discern between what we can control and what we cannot, thereby alleviating unnecessary suffering and focusing our energy on what truly matters. At its core, the dichotomy of control is about understanding that we can only truly control our internal responses, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. External circumstances, including the behavior of others or the outcomes of events, lie beyond our control. By distinguishing between these two realms, we can reserve our mental resources for what is truly within our power, reducing stress and fostering a sense of peace and acceptance. Consider the wisdom of Epictetus, who famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This insight encapsulates the essence of the dichotomy of control, emphasizing the importance of our internal response over external events. By focusing on how we react rather than the event itself, we can shape our experiences in a more positive and empowering way. To see this principle in action, let's explore a practical scenario: receiving criticism or feedback. Often, our initial reaction to criticism might be defensive or feel unjustly targeted. However, by applying the dichotomy of control, we can shift our focus from the feedback itself, something we cannot control, to our response. Instead of reacting impulsively, we can choose to evaluate the feedback objectively, considering whether there is truth to it or lessons to be learned. This mindset not only allows us to grow from the experience, but also prevents unnecessary emotional turmoil. Imagine receiving critical feedback on a project at work. The content of the feedback and the way it's delivered are beyond your control. However, you do have control over your response. By choosing to view the feedback as an opportunity for improvement rather than a personal attack, you open the door to growth and development. This approach not only enhances your professional prowess, but also cultivates resilience and adaptability. Now, I'd like to challenge you to reflect on your own experiences. Can you think of a recent situation where you felt overwhelmed by circumstances? Perhaps it was a disagreement with a friend, unexpected changes in plans, or even the stressful pace of daily life. Consider how applying the dichotomy of control might have altered your response. By focusing on what you could control, your thoughts, reactions, and choices, how might the outcome have been different? How might this shift in perspective transform your approach to future challenges? Embracing the Stoic dichotomy of control allows us to navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. By directing our energy towards the cultivation of our inner world, we transform our relationship with external events. This powerful principle invites us to live with intention, empowering us to face life's uncertainties with composure and confidence. As we integrate this wisdom into our daily lives, we unlock the potential for profound personal growth and enduring inner peace. Imagine waking up early, the air crisp and your senses alert, only to step voluntarily into a cold shower. For many, this might seem an odd choice. After all, who willingly opts for discomfort when warmth and comfort are just a knob turn away? Yet, this practice is not just about enduring a few minutes of shivers. It reflects a Stoic exercise in voluntary discomfort, a deliberate act to strengthen the mind against life's inevitable adversities. The Stoics, known for their profound wisdom and resilience, frequently engaged in premeditated adversity, choosing to practice discomfort as a form of mental training. This approach was not about masochism or asceticism for its own sake, but about fostering a mindset that embraces challenges rather than shying away from them. By exposing themselves to controlled hardships, they prepared their minds and bodies for the more demanding trials that life might present unexpectedly. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, eloquently conveyed this practice's value. He advised, set aside now and then a number of days during which you will be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? This exercise serves to demystify the fear of poverty and hardship, revealing them to be far less daunting than imagined. It's a form of dress rehearsal for the soul, ensuring one can face adversity with composure instead of panic. Modern parallels to these ancient practices are evident in activities such as fasting or engaging in endurance sports. Fasting, for instance, is not just a dietary challenge but a mental one. By consciously going without food for a set period, individuals learn self-control and confront the discomfort of hunger with discipline. Similarly, endurance sports like marathon running or long-distance cycling require pushing beyond physical and mental limits, training the body to cope with and adapt to stress. These practices invite us to redefine our relationship with discomfort. Rather than viewing it as a negative experience to be avoided, it becomes a valuable tool for building resilience and fortitude. Each act of voluntary discomfort serves as a reminder that we are stronger than we think, and that our perceived limits are often self-imposed barriers waiting to be overcome. I encourage you to explore this concept by introducing a voluntary discomfort practice into your routine. Whether it's taking a cold shower, practicing intermittent fasting, or setting a personal challenge like completing a physically demanding activity, observe how these experiences affect your mindset. What sensations arise and how do they shift your perception of discomfort? Notice the changes in your resilience and mental fortitude as you embrace these controlled adversities. Through these small, deliberate acts of discomfort, we align with the Stoic pursuit of inner strength and clarity. As we expand our capacity for endurance, we prepare ourselves to face life's uncertainties with courage and grace, echoing the timeless wisdom of the Stoics in our modern lives. Have you ever stopped to think about the fears that hold you back? Whether it's the fear of public speaking, failure, or even the fear of change, these anxieties often loom larger in our minds than they do in reality. The Stoics understood this and developed a profound approach to confronting fear directly, thereby diminishing its hold over us. At the core of this Stoic practice is the concept of fear setting, an exercise designed to expose and address our deepest fears. This method involves vividly imagining the worst-case scenarios and asking ourselves how we would handle them. By facing the imagined fear in a controlled mental setting, we strip it of its power, revealing it to be less daunting than initially perceived. This approach is remarkably similar to modern exposure therapy, where individuals confront their fears incrementally in a safe environment, gradually reducing the fear's intensity. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, captured this idea succinctly when he wrote, It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. This insight challenges us to recognize that our fears are often barriers to living fully. By avoiding fear, we might miss out on opportunities for growth, joy, and fulfillment. Consider the common fear of public speaking, a scenario many find daunting. The thought of standing before an audience can trigger anxiety and self-doubt. However, by applying Stoic principles and practicing fear setting, we can reframe this fear. Imagine envisioning yourself stepping up to the podium, feeling the adrenaline, and then visualizing each step you'll take to manage the experience. Picture the worst-case scenario, perhaps forgetting your lines, and then plan your response, such as taking a deep breath or using a moment of humor to regain composure. By mentally preparing for such situations, you equip yourself with strategies that reduce fear and increase confidence. Exposure to the fear, even in small doses, can build resilience. This might mean starting with speaking in front of a small group of friends or colleagues and gradually increasing the audience size. With each step, the fear diminishes, making room for competence and ease. Reflect on your own life. What fears have you faced, and how did confronting them change you? Perhaps it was a fear of failure that kept you from pursuing a new career path, but by taking the leap, you found unexpected success and fulfillment. Or maybe it was the fear of rejection that you overcame by reaching out to a new friend, enriching your social circle and personal growth in the process. Facing fears head-on, as the Stoics advocated, allows us to reclaim power over our lives. It's about transforming fear from a paralyzing force into a propellant for growth and exploration. By adopting this mindset, we not only diminish the impact of fear, but also open ourselves to a life of greater courage and opportunity. As you ponder your fears, consider not just the obstacles they present, but the possibilities they conceal, and how confronting them might lead to a richer, more fulfilling existence. Being present in the moment offers profound benefits for both the mind and body, particularly when it comes to managing pain. The Stoics, much like contemporary mindfulness practitioners, understood the power of presence as a tool for enhancing our tolerance of discomfort. By focusing on the here and now, we can shift our perception of pain, reducing its emotional impact and gaining control over our reactions. The Stoic approach shares notable similarities with modern mindfulness techniques. Stoic meditation involves a form of reflective practice that encourages individuals to concentrate on the present, letting go of past regrets and future anxieties. By anchoring ourselves in the current moment, we gain clarity and calmness, which can significantly alter how we experience pain. Epictetus offers a poignant reminder of this, stating, "Don't let the force of an impression when it first hits you knock you off your feet. Just say to it, hold on a moment, let me see who you are and what you represent. Let me put you to the test." This insight emphasizes the importance of pausing to assess our immediate reactions, allowing us to respond thoughtfully rather than reflexively. Recognizing an impression as merely a temporary state enables us to remain grounded, even amid discomfort. To draw a parallel to modern practices, consider how mindfulness encourages similar methods through exercises like breath awareness. When experiencing pain, one might focus on their breathing, observing each inhale and exhale without judgment. This intentional attention can diminish the intensity of pain, as it redirects the mind from the sensation itself to the rhythm of the breath. Imagine applying this technique during a common scenario such as a rigorous workout session. When muscles begin to ache, instead of fixating on the discomfort, mindful breathing helps center your attention, transforming the experience from one of suffering to a meditative practice. This shift in focus can enhance endurance and foster a greater appreciation of the body's capabilities. Another practical application is during moments of emotional pain or stress. Suppose you receive unexpected bad news, which triggers an immediate feeling of distress. instead of allowing the mind to spiral into panic. Practicing Stoic mindfulness by acknowledging the moment can help stabilize emotions. Focus on sensory details around you, like the feeling of fabric against your skin or the ambient sounds of your environment. This practice helps anchor you in reality, preventing overwhelming emotions from taking control. I invite you to try this approach the next time you encounter discomfort, whether physical or emotional. Start by taking a few deep breaths, centering your awareness on the present. Challenge yourself to step back and observe the sensation or emotion without immediate judgment. What do you notice? How does this shift in attention alter your experience of pain? By integrating Stoic mindfulness practices into your life, you cultivate a powerful tool for managing discomfort. These techniques not only mitigate the impact of pain, but also enhance your overall resilience and emotional intelligence. As you navigate the complexities of daily life, remember that the present moment is not just a fleeting instant, it's a profound opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Embrace it and let it guide you toward a more balanced and fulfilling existence. Endurance is the crucible through which inner strength is forged. It is not merely about surviving hardship, but thriving because of it. In the Stoic worldview, enduring trials and tribulations is a pathway to cultivating virtues like patience, fortitude, and resilience. The ability to persist through adversity, to hold steadfast when the road is rough, builds a foundation of strength that can weather any storm. Seneca, a leading Stoic philosopher, eloquently captured this sentiment when he wrote, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." This quote underscores the Stoic belief that true greatness lies not in avoiding difficulty, but in facing it head-on with courage and determination. Endurance in this context becomes a powerful testament to one's character, offering a transformative journey from suffering to empowerment. To understand this concept more deeply, consider the metaphor of a marathon. Running a marathon is one of the ultimate tests of endurance. It requires not just physical stamina but mental strength and perseverance. As marathon runners will tell you, the race is not just about the finish line, it's about every mile in between. It's a journey through fatigue, self-doubt, and discomfort. Yet, with each step, the runner builds fortitude, learning to push through pain and discovering depths of resilience previously unknown. Similarly, enduring personal loss or grief can mirror this journey of endurance. The pain of losing a loved one or experiencing a significant life change can feel overwhelming. But as the Stoics teach us, such suffering, while profound, also offers an opportunity to cultivate patience and empathy. The process of grieving, though arduous, can ultimately lead to a deeper understanding of life and a more profound appreciation for the moments and relationships we cherish. It is through enduring hardship that we often find our inner compass, guiding us toward healing and growth. Reflecting on your own life, have you faced challenges that tested your endurance? Perhaps there was a time when you battled through an illness, navigated a difficult career transition, or supported a friend through their own hardships. What did you gain from enduring these experiences? Maybe it was a newfound sense of patience, the ability to maintain hope amidst uncertainty, or the realization of strength you never knew you possessed. In embracing the Stoic practice of endurance, we come to see that the strength derived from enduring hardship extends beyond the immediate challenge. It shapes our character, influences our choices, and fortifies our spirit against future obstacles. This perspective encourages us to engage with life fully, to accept its trials as both inevitable and invaluable. As we conclude this exploration of Stoic endurance, consider how you can embody this principle in your own life. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. When faced with adversity, remember that each experience of enduring hardship is not just a test but a building block, constructing a resilient, courageous, and compassionate self. Through endurance, we not only survive but thrive, gaining wisdom and strength that illuminate our path forward. Have you ever considered that pain, often our most unwelcome companion, might just be one of our greatest teachers? It's a provocative thought, isn't it? In Stoic philosophy, pain is not merely a source of suffering but an invaluable instructor guiding us toward wisdom and self-discovery. This perspective invites us to embrace pain, not as something to be feared or avoided, but as an opportunity for profound personal growth. The Stoics believed that every experience of pain holds lessons waiting to be uncovered. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, famously stated, "Difficulties are what show men what they are." This insight highlights the transformative power of adversity. Through experiencing pain and hardship, we gain clarity about our strengths and weaknesses, our priorities and values, and ultimately about who we truly are. Imagine a situation at work where you encounter failure. Perhaps you were leading a project that didn't meet its objectives, resulting in disappointment and self-doubt. Initially, the pain might seem overwhelming, a blow to your confidence. However, by adopting a Stoic mindset, you can choose to see this failure not as a final verdict on your capabilities, but as a lesson. What went wrong? Was the planning insufficient, or were there unforeseen variables? By analyzing the experience, you not only learn from your mistakes, but also refine your skills and approaches, setting the foundation for future success. Pain then becomes a catalyst for improvement, spurring us to adapt and evolve. It pushes us out of complacency, encouraging innovation and resilience. Consider another real-world example, the end of a significant relationship. The emotional pain can be intense, but it often provides crucial insights into what we truly seek in a partner and how we can grow from the experience. It's an opportunity to reflect on our communication skills, emotional needs, and personal boundaries, offering lessons that can enhance future relationships. Reflect on your life for a moment. What has pain taught you recently? Perhaps it was an illness that reminded you of the importance of health and self-care, or surviving a challenging period that taught you the power of perseverance and hope. In recognizing the lessons within our discomfort, we transform pain from a source of suffering into a stepping stone for growth. By approaching pain as a teacher, we align with the Stoic pursuit of wisdom and virtue. We come to understand that our response to adversity defines our character more than the adversity itself. Each painful experience offers a unique lesson, urging us to listen, learn, and grow. In embracing this perspective, we not only alleviate the emotional burden of pain, but also unlock its hidden potential to enrich our lives. As you move forward, I encourage you to view pain through this Stoic lens. When you next encounter difficulty, pause and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? By doing so, you may find that the very moments you once dreaded hold the keys to your greatest growth, guiding you on a path to a more resilient and fulfilled self. Attitude can transform our experiences, shaping how we perceive and react to life's inevitable challenges. This concept, deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, suggests that cultivating a Stoic attitude towards pain can fundamentally alter the way we experience discomfort. By adopting a composed and rational mindset, we can not only endure difficulties but emerge stronger and more resilient. When faced with discomfort or adversity, a Stoic attitude encourages us to focus not on the pain itself but on our response to it. This approach is closely aligned with modern cognitive reframing strategies, which advocate for shifting perspective to see challenges in a new light. By reframing our experiences, we can transform what might initially appear as obstacles into opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, observed, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This profound insight emphasizes that how we think about our situations greatly influences our emotional and psychological well-being. By maintaining rational, positive thoughts, we can navigate discomfort with greater ease and equanimity. Let's consider an example to illustrate this point. Imagine facing a demanding task at work. At first, the pressure might feel overwhelming, triggering stress and anxiety. However, by applying a Stoic mindset, you can reframe the situation. Instead of seeing the task as a burden, view it as an opportunity to develop skills, showcase your capabilities, and perhaps even advance your career. This shift in perspective not only reduces stress but also enhances motivation and performance. Another practical application of a Stoic attitude is in dealing with the physical discomfort of exercise. Many people initially perceive the strain of a workout as purely negative. Yet, with a Stoic mindset, the same discomfort can be reframed as a sign of strengthening the body, preparing it for greater endurance and health. This reframing not only encourages persistence but also fosters a more positive relationship with physical activity. Now, I invite you to reflect on your own life. Is there an ongoing discomfort or challenge that you currently face? Perhaps it's a chronic health issue, a difficult relationship, or a career setback. Take a moment to apply a Stoic attitude. How might you reframe this discomfort to see the potential for growth and learning? Consider how altering your perspective might change your experience, transforming what seems like a burden into an opportunity for development and resilience. By cultivating a Stoic attitude, we harness the power of our minds to shape our realities. We learn to embrace pain not as a deterrent but as a catalyst for growth, leading us to a more resilient and fulfilling life. As you continue your journey in Stoicism, remember that every moment holds the potential for transformation, guided by the quality of your thoughts and the strength of your attitude. Have you ever noticed how clinging to specific outcomes can heighten your stress and anxiety? We often find ourselves deeply invested in how situations should unfold, whether it's a job promotion, a relationship milestone, or achieving personal goals. But what happens when things don't go as planned? The Stoics remind us that holding onto rigid expectations can lead to disappointment and suffering. Instead, they advocate for the art of letting go, releasing our attachment to outcomes to find peace and freedom within. The Stoic practice of letting go centers around the idea that true stability comes not from external circumstances but from our internal state. Epictetus, a revered Stoic philosopher, encapsulated this notion when he said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." By letting go of our attachment to specific results, we liberate ourselves from the emotional turmoil that often accompanies unmet expectations. This doesn't mean becoming indifferent or apathetic, but rather acknowledging that while we can strive for certain outcomes, we must accept that they are ultimately beyond our control. Consider the scenario of a relationship breakup. The end of a relationship can be a profound source of pain if we are attached to the idea of happily ever after. However, by letting go of this attachment, we allow ourselves to view the breakup as a natural part of life's ebb and flow. It becomes an opportunity to learn, grow, and eventually find fulfillment rather than a suffocating loss. By focusing on internal stability, our ability to nurture self-love and resilience, we are better equipped to handle the emotional upheaval of a breakup. Similarly, think about an unfulfilled career goal or a missed promotion. Our careers often become intertwined with our identity, leading us to believe that progression on the job ladder equates to personal success. But when things don't go as hoped, this attachment can lead to feelings of inadequacy or failure. Embracing the Stoic art of letting go encourages us to detach from these external validations. We begin to see the value in the journey itself, appreciating the skills and experiences gained along the way rather than fixating solely on the destination. This concept of non-attachment doesn't imply a lack of ambition or goal setting, but suggests maintaining a balanced perspective. It is about finding contentment in the process, striving for our goals while remaining open to the twists and turns life might offer. By embracing uncertainty, we discover resilience and adaptability, qualities that foster genuine inner peace and strength. I encourage you to reflect on areas in your life where holding on to specific outcomes might be causing stress or dissatisfaction. Is it in your personal relationships, your career aspirations, or perhaps your personal achievements? What internal freedom might you gain by releasing these attachments? How would this shift in perspective influence your overall happiness and sense of fulfillment? As you ponder these questions, consider adopting the Stoic practice of letting go in your daily life. By focusing on what lies within your control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, you open the door to a life imbued with greater tranquility and flexibility. Embrace the art of letting go and find the freedom that comes with trusting in the flow of life's journey. Have you ever wondered how you can stay calm when everything around you seems to be unraveling? Finding peace amidst chaos is a timeless challenge, yet the Stoics had powerful insights to offer on this front. These ancient philosophers taught that true tranquility stems not from external stability but from cultivating inner serenity, a lesson ever relevant in our modern, hectic lives. Central to Stoic practice is the notion that while we cannot control external events, we can always govern our reactions to them. The cornerstone of this belief is summed up beautifully by Marcus Aurelius, who wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. This wisdom urges us to direct our focus inward, nurturing a mental state that remains unshaken by the ebbs and flows of external circumstances. To maintain tranquility during turbulent times, the Stoics practiced techniques such as mindfulness and intentional detachment. These methods involve observing our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them, allowing us to respond with reason rather than react with emotion. By fostering a mindset that emphasizes clarity and control over one's inner world, the Stoics believed we could face chaos with calmness and composure. Consider a practical example: the sudden onset of a health crisis. Such an event can upend life, triggering waves of anxiety and fear. However, by employing Stoic techniques, one can find an anchor amid the storm. The first step is acknowledging the situation and one's emotional response without judgment. This acceptance opens the door to perspective, a conscious choice to focus on what can be controlled, such as following medical advice, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and seeking support from loved ones. Emphasizing action within our control reduces stress and fosters a sense of agency, even in the face of uncertainty. Another application of Stoic tranquility is in navigating professional upheaval, such as job loss. The immediate aftermath can be fraught with panic over financial stability and self-worth. Yet, by reflecting on Stoic wisdom, we can shift our focus from the loss itself to how we handle it. This might involve reassessing skills, exploring new career paths, or taking the opportunity to pursue a long-held passion. By concentrating on constructive actions, we transform chaos into a catalyst for personal and professional growth. I invite you to reflect on a chaotic period in your own life. Perhaps it was a time of personal loss, a disruptive career change, or a significant move. How did you manage your response? Did you find a sense of calm, or did you struggle with feelings of overwhelm? Consider how adopting a Stoic mindset might have altered your experience. What practices could you implement today to maintain serenity amidst life's unpredictabilities? By internalizing the Stoic practice of finding calm amidst chaos, we cultivate a profound resilience that transcends the noise of the outside world. As we navigate life's inevitable storms, this inner tranquility becomes a beacon, guiding us through the tumultuous seas with steady assurance. Remember, the heart of Stoicism lies not in controlling the uncontrollable but in mastering the mind, allowing us to find peace in any storm. Perspective shapes our reality, influencing how we perceive and respond to life's inevitable challenges. It's a lens through which we interpret events, and in doing so, it determines whether we see pain as a paralyzing obstacle or a stepping stone to growth. The Stoics understood the transformative power of perspective, using it as a key tool to navigate life's adversities with wisdom and resilience. In the realm of Stoic philosophy, perspective is a powerful ally against the burdens of pain. By shifting our viewpoint, we can alter our emotional response and lessen the impact of discomfort. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, observed, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This insight reminds us that our interpretation of events often amplifies suffering beyond the actual experience. By reframing our perceptions, we can reduce this unnecessary suffering and find strength in adversity. Reframing our perspective involves looking beyond immediate discomfort to see broader lessons and opportunities. Imagine encountering a setback, such as a failed project at work. The initial reaction might be disappointment or frustration. However, by applying a Stoic lens, this setback transforms into a learning opportunity. What did the experience teach about problem solving or teamwork? How can this knowledge be applied to future endeavors? By viewing challenges as educational, we shift from a mindset of defeat to one of continuous improvement, fostering resilience and growth. Let's consider another example: receiving critical feedback. At first, it might feel like a personal affront, stirring emotions of anger or inadequacy. But with a Stoic perspective, feedback becomes a valuable tool for growth. It's an opportunity to reflect on areas for improvement, to refine skills, and to better oneself. This reframing not only lessens the emotional impact of criticism, but also encourages a proactive, growth-oriented approach. Changing perspective also plays a vital role in personal relationships. Suppose a disagreement arises with a friend. It's easy to focus on the conflict, seeing it as a barrier to connection. However, by shifting perspective, the disagreement is viewed as a chance to understand differing viewpoints and deepen mutual respect. This approach fosters empathy and strengthens bonds, transforming potential conflicts into catalysts for deeper understanding. I invite you to reflect on a personal challenge you currently face. How does your current perspective shape your experience of this challenge? Consider how adopting a new viewpoint might alter your relationship with the problem, turning it into an opportunity for learning and growth. How might this shift in perspective not only reduce the impact of pain, but also empower you to navigate life's complexities with grace and resilience? The power of perspective is about more than altering our emotional reactions. It's about reclaiming agency over our experiences. By adopting a Stoic approach, we can transform our relationship with pain, viewing it not as an insurmountable hurdle but as a valuable part of our journey. Embrace the power of perspective and discover the strength and freedom that come with seeing the world through a lens of possibility and growth. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, confine yourself to the present. This piece of Stoic wisdom emphasizes that the present moment is all we truly possess, highlighting the power of now as a vital tool for navigating discomfort. By focusing our attention on the here and now, we can manage pain more effectively, channeling our energy into what we can control and letting go of concerns about the past or future. The Stoic emphasis on the present parallels modern mindfulness practices, which also advocate for living in the moment to enhance well-being and resilience. Being fully present means immersing ourselves in current experiences, acknowledging sensations, thoughts, and emotions without judgment. This mindful awareness allows us to manage discomfort by reducing the mental weight of stress and anxiety. often exacerbated by our tendencies to ruminate on past events or anticipate future challenges. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, captures this beautifully. Do not let your thoughts at once pass to what is beyond, for you will not always be able to live in the future. His insight encourages us to focus on the immediate reality where we can exert influence and find peace. By anchoring our attention to the present, we cultivate a sense of calm and clarity, enabling us to respond to discomfort with a steady mind and a resilient spirit. One practical application of this Stoic principle is meditation, a practice involving focused awareness and deep breathing that can ground us in the present moment. When faced with physical or emotional pain, meditation provides a sacred space to observe our sensations and thoughts compassionately and objectively. This practice not only alleviates the intensity of the discomfort, but also fosters a greater sense of control and acceptance, allowing us to engage with our experiences more constructively. Another accessible tool for embracing the present is focused breathing. During moments of irritation or stress, perhaps while stuck in traffic or standing in a long line, concentrating on the rhythm of your breath can help center your mind. Inhale deeply, notice the air filling your lungs, then exhale slowly, releasing tension and worry. This simple practice of mindful breathing can transform small discomforts into opportunities for presence and tranquility, enhancing our capacity to navigate life's bigger challenges with grace. Reflect on your daily life. How often do you find yourself caught up in worries about what might happen next or regrets about what has already passed? I encourage you to practice presence today, particularly when minor discomforts arise. Whether it's the sting of a paper cut or the frustration of a delayed meeting, use these moments to focus on your breathing and observe the sensations with openness and curiosity. Notice how this shift in focus impacts your experience and emotional response. By embracing the present moment, we align with a timeless Stoic truth that true peace and strength are found in the simplicity of now. This practice empowers us to manage discomfort with compassion and clarity, transforming life's challenges into pathways for growth and inner peace. As you continue your journey in Stoic philosophy, let the present moment be your guide, offering refuge and wisdom in the midst of adversity. Have you ever considered how much of your suffering is created not by the situation itself, but by your judgments about it? It's a fascinating notion, isn't it? The Stoics believed that while pain is inevitable, adding suffering through negative judgments is optional. By understanding and suspending these judgments, we can profoundly alter our experience of pain. In Stoic philosophy, the idea of avoiding negative judgments revolves around the principle that our interpretations of events can exacerbate our distress. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic thinkers, taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This core tenet emphasizes that our response, particularly our judgment of what occurs, shapes our emotional experience far more than the events themselves. Imagine receiving a strongly worded email from a colleague. The words alone are merely data, yet our immediate judgment, labeling it as rude or unjustified, can trigger a cascade of emotional suffering. We might feel insulted, angry, or defensive, not because of the email itself, but because of our interpretation of its tone and intent. By suspending judgment and approaching the email with curiosity, perhaps asking why the sender felt the need to communicate this way, we avoid unnecessary emotional turmoil. Another practical example is jumping to conclusions about personal situations. Suppose you're waiting for feedback on a project and the response is delayed. It's easy to jump to the conclusion that silence means disapproval, leading to feelings of anxiety and self-doubt. However, by suspending this judgment and considering alternative explanations, perhaps the feedback is delayed due to an unforeseen workload or a simple scheduling issue, we maintain our emotional equilibrium. The act of suspending judgment doesn't mean ignoring reality or becoming indifferent. Instead, it invites us to assess situations objectively before reacting. This practice is about recognizing the gap between an event and our perception of it, allowing us to choose a response rooted in calmness and reason rather than immediate emotional reactivity. The next time you encounter discomfort or pain, I challenge you to observe your judgments. Are you quick to label the situation as negative, or can you approach it with openness and curiosity? By questioning our initial interpretations, we open the door to understanding and resilience, transforming how we experience adversity. Reflect on how often your automatic judgments heighten your distress. Perhaps it's in small daily interactions or larger life challenges. Consider experimenting with this Stoic technique by pausing to examine your thoughts the next time discomfort arises. Notice if there's a shift in how you feel when you consciously choose to suspend judgment. In embracing this Stoic practice, we liberate ourselves from the additional suffering that unnecessary judgments create. We cultivate a mindset that remains harmonious and composed, even in the face of life's inevitable pain. As you delve deeper into Stoic teachings, let this principle guide you toward a life of greater peace and clarity, where your experiences are defined not by hasty judgments but by thoughtful understanding and acceptance. True power lies not in dominating others or external circumstances, but in mastering oneself. The Stoics, with their profound understanding of human nature, viewed self-control as the ultimate expression of strength. This mastery over one's impulses and emotions is not merely an ideal to strive for, but a practical approach to navigating life's inevitable pains and discomforts. At the heart of Stoic philosophy is the belief that while we may not be able to control what happens to us, we can always control our responses. This ethos is beautifully captured by Seneca, who remarked, "No man is free who is a slave to his body." Seneca underscores the importance of self-restraint, suggesting that true freedom and strength come from within. By harnessing self-control, we maintain our inner peace regardless of external chaos. But what does self-control look like in practice? Imagine a heated argument with a loved one. Emotions run high, and it's easy to react impulsively, saying things we might later regret. However, by exercising self-control, we pause, take a breath, and choose our words with care. This conscious decision not only diffuses the tension, but also strengthens the relationship, showcasing the power of restraint. By controlling our emotional responses, we prevent conflict from escalating, transforming a potential rift into an opportunity for mutual understanding and growth. Self-control also plays a crucial role in our personal resilience against pain and discomfort. Consider the challenges of maintaining a healthy lifestyle in a world full of temptations. The decision to prioritize long-term health over immediate gratification requires substantial self-discipline. Yet each act of self-control, whether it's choosing to exercise instead of indulging in unhealthy foods or resisting the allure of procrastination, builds strength and fortitude. This fortitude doesn't just benefit our physical health but enhances our mental resolve, preparing us to face life's bigger challenges with courage and clarity. Now I invite you to reflect on your recent experiences. Can you think of a situation where you exerted self-control, or perhaps a moment when it slipped through your fingers? How did this affect the outcome? Maybe it was a professional interaction where patience and composure turned a difficult situation into a success. Or perhaps it was a personal moment where a lack of restraint led to regret. By examining these moments, we gain insight into the profound impact of self-control on our lives. As you ponder these experiences, consider adopting Stoic practices to strengthen your self-control. Simple techniques like mindful breathing or pausing before responding can help cultivate this important virtue. By committing to self-mastery, we not only enhance our ability to handle discomfort with grace, but also open the door to a life of greater freedom and fulfillment. In embracing the Stoic value of self-control, we align our actions with our values, embodying a strength that is unshakable and resilient. This strength, born from self-mastery, empowers us to navigate the complexities of life with wisdom and tranquility, transforming every challenge into an opportunity for growth. As you continue your journey in Stoic philosophy, let the power of self-control be your guide, illuminating the path to a more peaceful and purposeful existence. When faced with life's unavoidable hardships, it can be tempting to think we must shoulder these burdens alone. However, the Stoics saw pain not as an isolated experience, but as an opportunity to connect and draw strength from those around us. The idea of sharing burdens to build collective strength was central to their philosophy, reflecting a profound understanding of human interdependence. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee." This quote encapsulates the essence of interdependence, highlighting that individual well-being is deeply intertwined with the health and support of the community. In times of pain and discomfort, the Stoics believed that turning towards others not only eases personal suffering, but also fortifies the communal bonds that sustain us. The Stoic perspective on mutual support teaches us that adversity can strengthen our connections. By facing challenges together, we not only build resilience but also foster a sense of belonging and solidarity. Imagine the aftermath of a natural disaster, such as a hurricane or earthquake. In such crises, community members often come together to support one another, providing food, shelter, and emotional comfort. This collective response not only addresses immediate needs, but also weaves a tapestry of shared experience, uniting individuals in their common struggle and recovery. Consider the community resilience displayed during the global COVID-19 pandemic. As individuals faced isolation and uncertainty, many turned to their communities for support and connection. Whether it was through organizing virtual meetups, running errands for vulnerable neighbors, or sharing resources, these acts of communal care helped mitigate the widespread impact of the crisis. Such examples demonstrate the transformative power of collective action, underscoring the Stoic belief that we are stronger together. Communities not only provide practical support but also offer emotional solace. By sharing our experiences with others, we validate each other's feelings and create spaces for healing and growth. This empathy and understanding fostered by communal bonds circumvent isolation, reminding us that we are not alone in our struggles. As you reflect on the Stoic approach to community and interdependence, consider how you can support those around you who may be facing discomfort. It could be as simple as reaching out to a friend going through a tough time, volunteering with local charities, or participating in community initiatives that uplift and empower others. By extending a helping hand, you contribute not just to individual well-being but to the strength and resilience of the community as a whole. In embracing the Stoic wisdom of shared burdens and collective resilience, we cultivate a world where challenges are met with compassion and unity. We build networks of support that not only aid us in times of need but enrich our lives with deeper connections and shared purpose. As you navigate your journey in Stoicism, let this principle guide you, that in supporting each other, we find greater strength not only in ourselves but in the communities we cherish. As we draw to a close in our exploration of Stoic teachings, it's clear that embracing pain and discomfort is not just about enduring hardship, it's about transforming it into a profound source of strength and wisdom. The Stoic principles we've discussed, such as resilience, presence, and detachment, are not merely survival tools, they are the building blocks of personal and communal well-being. By cultivating resilience, we learn to bounce back from setbacks with renewed determination. It's about developing the mental toughness to face life's challenges head-on, understanding that each obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Through presence, we immerse ourselves fully in the current moment, appreciating life as it unfolds and finding peace amidst chaos. This mindful approach helps us lessen the emotional burden of pain by rooting us firmly in the now, reducing anxiety about the future and regret about the past. Detachment, on the other hand, teaches us the art of letting go, releasing our grip on outcomes we cannot control and focusing instead on our inner responses. This practice fosters a serene mind, one that can navigate the complexities of life with calm and clarity, unshaken by external turmoil. These Stoic practices are not isolated exercises but parts of a cohesive philosophy that strengthens both the individual and the community. When we apply these principles in our lives, we not only enhance our personal resilience but also contribute to a culture of support and solidarity. In recognizing our shared human experience, we foster a communal environment where challenges are met with empathy and collective strength. To encapsulate the Stoic philosophy, let us turn to the timeless wisdom of Seneca, who once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." This powerful quote serves as a reminder that adversity is not to be feared but embraced as a catalyst for cultivating inner strength. Through hardship, we refine our character, emerging more capable and compassionate, ready to face whatever life may bring. As we conclude, I invite you to reflect on your journey and consider how you might integrate Stoic practices into your daily life. How can these principles guide your responses to future challenges, helping you to transform pain into growth? Contemplate the next steps in applying resilience, presence, and detachment when faced with discomfort. We would love to hear your thoughts, so please share your reflections in the comments section. By engaging with this community, you're not only supporting your own growth but contributing to a shared journey of resilience and wisdom. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to join us in further explorations of Stoic and philosophical teachings. Together, we can build a community committed to growth, strength, and the shared wisdom of Stoic principles. Thank you for being part of this journey, and we look forward to growing stronger with each challenge we face, guided by the enduring wisdom